Hey, this is Mark with the Practical Still. We're going to open up another bottle, and I don't know why I go so long without having one of these guys. This is an Evan Williams single barrel vintage Kentucky straight bourbon. And I think this just flies under the radar. First of all, everything Evan Williams is good. If you haven't ever had this plain old bottom shelf Evan Williams black label at 86 proof, do yourself a favor and try that. It'll surprise you. And overseas, they do a lot of overaged or long-aged whiskeys, but they don't do a lot of that here. And this one's a single barrel selected by the master distiller, so not a club pick or anything. It's just part of their standard offering. But instead of giving it an age statement, they simply do a vintage like they would a wine. This one was put in the barrels in 2011, came out in 2019. It was roughly 8 and a few months old, 8 years and a few months old. And it's bottled at 86.6 proof. So it's a lower proof whiskey, but every time I have this, I just can't believe I wait so long to have it. Let's see if this one holds up. I bought this one a while back, and frankly, I kind of forgot about it. I was pulling things out of the cabinet just to rearrange and noticed the wax was cracking on it. And here in Colorado, it's awfully dry, so that's a bad sign. As we all know, I hate bottle wax. I really wish they'd do it. I kind of pre-pulled it before I started. I mean, I was just shaking trying to pull that. It's just awful, and the wax goes everywhere, and I don't know. It looks pretty, I guess, and I suppose if you were going to keep it on a shelf forever and never drink it, it might help. But here in Colorado, it's just too dry, so the wax ends up cracking most of the time. Natural cork, something you don't see as often anymore as you used to. Yeah. Oh man, I'm telling you. And yeah, this is, these can be found all day long for $30, $31. Every once in a while I catch a sale, they're $21, $22. And yeah, it's a single barrel version of pretty much the black label whiskey with some more age on it. But I'm telling you, it's really good whiskey. And it's still affordable. Yeah, I mean, it's butterscotch and I mean, just like butter rolls and it's nutty. You just can't beat that for the price for a $30 bottle. Yeah. Mm. There's a little dry oak on it. I know it's got a. I mean, it's not a big fat whiskey at the proof at 86.6. But gosh, all the flavors are there. It's the vanillas and caramels and nutty. I don't know if that's part of the oak or what, but it's delicious. And at 30 bucks, I haven't opened one of those in probably a couple of years. It just never disappoints. And in this age of everything costing more and more and more, it's just awesome to be able to know you can walk in, grab something that's got some good age on it. It's kind of in that sweet spot, that 8 to 10 year sweet spot. The more I drink bourbon, the more I feel like that's just the sweet spot. And a lot of the distillers, I mean, Jimmy Russell's is as vaunted as anybody comes. He thinks it's 6 to 8 years is the sweet spot for bourbon. He'll go 10, but he just doesn't think it's worth going any further. And the more I drink bourbon, the more I agree. Anyway, this one's in the sweet spot, both in age. It's a great flavor. Maybe the proof wouldn't hold up for old fashions and stuff, but for sitting by the fire and sipping whiskey, it's awesome. At the price point, 30, 31 bucks, anywhere in the country all day long. Catch them on sale, buy a couple and put them in the shelf for later. I think it's hard to beat. I wish you'd give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Are you gotta have the high proof, or are you willing to taste something for the taste of the whiskey? Proof be damned. I'd love to know. In the meantime, I'm glad that wax cracked and I got to open that bottle. Cheers.